Welcome to episode 31 of Tools in the Hall. This is a pretty typical Tools in the Hall video. We have some new things, though, that you haven't seen before. So first off is the shaker siphons. This is a hose that has a copper end on it with a ball in there. And you stick this end in the fluid that you're going to siphon out, stick the open end of the tube right there in your container, just shake the end, and the movement of the ball gets the suction going and it draws the fluid out. These are extremely popular. The problem is they've been on back order for many, many months. So I'm really happy to get these in because I've had a guy waiting for one of these for a long time. This was an air tool repair that came in. This is a Mac 2-inch grinder. And we evaluated it for a customer who said the head wasn't turning, but the head turns fine. Hooked it up to air and tested it. Can't find a problem with it, so that's going to go back with a no problem found. Maybe he can replicate the problem for me. The restock on some of these telescoping pickup magnets from Ullman. These are the little 2.5 pounders. They come in orange and green. And then we have some inspection mirrors also from Ullman. I think these have been on back order for a long time too. These are the 2.25 diameter mirrors. They have some with lighted backs, some without lighted backs. The customer specifically wanted this one without the lighted back. Saves them some money, but that one took a while to come in. This is a compression tester hose. I had a customer who had a couple with a bad Schrader valve in them, but I can't get just the valve anywhere, so I'm replacing the hoses for him. I believe this was another back order that just came in. He had two hoses. One came in right away, and we had to wait a couple of months for that one. This is like the story of back orders today. Oh, speaking of back orders, this long-handled 8-piece pick set from Ullman has been on back order, I want to say since January or February, if I remember right. And this is the one that's got 8 different hooks and picks in them, and it has the long handles. And I feel just terrible for a lot of my customers who've been waiting forever, but they've been patient, and I thank them for that. I've been doing my best to work in alternatives to cover maybe warranties or something with other brands or other options when they have been on back order. So we're getting through it with a little creativity and some critical thinking. And I'm very glad that Lyle offers the fuel line disconnects individually, because I had a customer who needs just a blue one. They come in a set with just the disconnects, and they also come in a larger set that has more disconnect tools as well as a master set. But it's nice to be able to get the individual ones. And perhaps the greatest thing that Lyle has ever done is on their website, if you know the part for, say, the master set that this comes in, and you search for the part number of the master set, it breaks down by part number every individual item in the set. I don't know anyone else who does that, and because they do, it makes finding individual pieces a breeze. So thank you, Lyle. I appreciate that. Here's a 5/8 spark plug socket. This is the magnetic kind with the swivel. And the customer wanted just this one. This does come in a kit that's got 5 different pieces, I think. But he wanted just the one, so that's the one he's getting. And Vim has these very well built upholstery and clip tools. Nice comfort handle on them, long reach. And this is going to a customer on Tuesday who needs just the one. He doesn't want the entire set. And I've been getting a pretty steady supply of gloves for a long time. After the pandemic started, they were impossible to get, but now they're readily available. I get the Gloveworks thick 8mm gloves. This is the one that has a diamond pattern on them, 100 gloves to the box. And they're kind of expensive, but people are still willing to pay the price for them, which I'm happy about, because otherwise I couldn't sell gloves. But they're thick, they're reusable, so you're not going to grind through a pair every time you put them on. They're not going to tear every time you pull them. A lot of guys just wash them off, take them off, just dry them out, and then they can reuse them. So it's nice because you can get at least a month out of an entire box if you're careful with them. And, you know, $32 for a box of gloves for a month, you know, that's not, you know, yes, it's still expensive, don't get me wrong. But it's not as bad as, say, other tool trucks I know that were selling them for $75 and $80 per box, like the Mako and Snap-on guys. Oh, yep. And that just blew me away when I learned that. But at least I can do them for a whole lot less. And get a steady supply, which is great because one of my larger accounts has asked me to give them a steady monthly supply of them. So every 30 days, just after the first of the month, I drop off a few cases of gloves to them, and it's great. It's nice automatic business. I took in this mat creeper in an effort to help a customer with a bad caster. The plastic decks on these have lifetime warranties, but the headrest and the casters have no warranty. So he broke one of the casters, and it's very easy to get the casters. They're from Lyle, so I just get the casters easily enough individually. The problem is removing the old caster. The way these go in, see if you can see it here, there's a post that goes up into a fitting, and the post has a hog ring on it. So what happens is when you insert the post, the hog ring compresses, and then when it slides up far enough, there's the groove where the hog ring goes, and the hog ring expands and locks the caster in there. Good luck getting it out. It's very difficult to do. So it took me a while to figure out what needed to be done because I didn't want to break anything irreparably. So, it took me a while wrangling with it, trying to figure it out. And then what I realized is I can pull out the fitting that the caster post goes into, and then if I cut the post, I can hit it out with a punch, and then just put the new caster on and reinsert the whole assembly, and it holds. So I'm glad to at least figure that out. So if you're up against it on one of these and you don't know how to take care of the caster, tip for you. Gearwrench has these strap filter wrenches like everybody else does. The nice feature on theirs is that they have a 3/8 drive hole on one end of the handle, and then on the other end, they have a 1/2 inch drive hole. Not all of them do. So I only get the ones that do. And Gearwrench tends to have the best price on these, which is why I go with them. Lifetime warranty on them too. And I'll give you a really good example here. I've got a broken snap-on that the dealer had a hard time taking care of under warranty. So my customer asked if I can give him a hand with it. And I'm usually able to do that. In the meantime, I got him one of these. I say, here, use this to hold you over. In the meantime, I'll get your snap-on one taken care of. So, and that wasn't a function of Snap-on. That was their dealer. He was a fairly new guy, didn't quite know the way his own business worked, and he wasn't even in it a year now. He just went out of business a couple of weeks ago. So he had a hard time making it happen. I think, knowing him as I did, he was a very nice guy, very friendly. Seemed just like a sweetheart of a guy, the kind of guy you'd love to have as a neighbor and a friend. But I don't think he really knew the business very well. As a result, he had a hard time with things like warranty fulfillment. I don't think he understood the way it all should work. And he was just replacing the strap, and the strap wasn't the one that came with the original wrench and didn't fit on there right. And he said to the customer, oh, "That's the one they gave me," instead of advocating for the customer and believing that something's up with this. There's got to be a different way and a better way to do it. So he didn't really think like that, and as a result, the customers don't have a whole lot of use for a guy like that. So they didn't give much business, and as a result, he folded shop about 2 weeks ago. Oh, this is a ratchet repair kit for Gearwrench ratchets. I keep an inventory of these on the truck for repair work. It's all done under warranty. Very easy to do. Gearwrench could not be easier to deal with warranties. And guys have told me in the past that they've tried to deal with them directly and have had troubles with them. I wish I could tell you why. I have never had any troubles at all dealing with Gearwrench or their parent company, Apex. They've always been able to help us out. So I feel bad for anyone who's had an issue because they get a bad taste in their mouth. I think they're an excellent company, and my experience has been that they handle this stuff very well. So if someone's had a negative experience, unfortunately, it doesn't reflect well on them. I wish I could tell you why. I don't know. It might just be the luck of the draw with whoever you got on the phone that day. But every time we've dealt with them, and we don't have any contacts with them that you don't have. We just call the customer service number like you do and tell them what we got, and they take care of it. Here is a smaller disconnect set from Lyle. It has, among other things, that blue disconnect in there, but it has the other styles as well. Oh, this one doesn't have the Jiffy type. This one has just a basic set of disconnects. There is a master set that has the Jiffy type disconnects in them, and it's way more expensive, but this is a good one to keep on the truck in inventory because this one's a pretty good seller. When guys don't want to spend, rather frankly, the high cost of the master set, they'll spend the money on this because it's way less expensive and it helps them through most of their jobs. More of the siphon hoses. This one's for inventory. And this is a very handy micro drill set. It has a bunch of different sizes of micro bits. They're great for cleaning out your welder nozzle and carb jets and your little bit holder there. From Titan. And Titan has some very good things. You have to be careful with them as a brand because not all their tools are top of the line stuff, but that one is a very good one. It's one I keep on the truck all the time because it's so good. They make very good hammers, and they have some pretty good ratchets too. And they put a warranty on their stuff, but it can be kind of hard to navigate the warranty process sometimes. So that's why sometimes I shy away from them. But when it's a good product that I know I'm not going to have a warranty issue with, I'll go with them. And thanks to Theo from Country Mile Garage, he did a tool haul video a few weeks ago, and he showed me a few things that I didn't know existed. And I was very grateful for that video. Check his channel out. I'll leave a link in the description below. He bought, I think it was a Snap-on brand, folding razor knife like this, but it has an auto release for an auto replacement for the blade on it, and it looked really cool. And I decided I'll put them on the truck and see how it goes. I think this is similar to the Snap-on one. I'm not sure. Maybe Theo, if you're watching, weigh in on the comments here. I'll give you a better shot of it here. It looked very similar to the one that you were showing. So I don't know. It's a new product for me, so we'll figure it out. And again, Theo, thank you for the tip. Appreciate it. Also on Theo's tool haul, I saw this and was really taken by it. This is from a company called SE Tools. All this stuff is made in the USA. And they've got, mostly, from what I've seen, small accessory items. Well, they've got this inspection mirror on a long handle with a plunger. And the reason is because, get a load of that, Yeah. You activate the plunger and you articulate the mirror. What? Here, look at yourself. I know. And it has a little lock on the handle too, so you can lock it in position. I had no idea these existed, so I'm grateful to Theo from Country Mile Garage for buying this from, I think he bought it from the Snap-on guy, and the utility knife, because it gives me ideas for things that I can put in my inventory. Chances are pretty good if Theo or you or anyone else finds a tool particularly useful, somebody else will too. And that means that it's a good candidate to go in my inventory, so that's where that's going. I got some larger pickup magnets from Ullman. These are the 16 pound. These are 16 pound magnets and more of the 2.5 pound magnets. K-Tool has rather effective damaged screw extractors. This one is for Torx screws, and there's another set for hex screws. And these have been rather good sellers. So these are going back on the truck. They remind me a little bit of the tips on the Mac RBRT bits. They're not the same, and I'm not trying to make you believe that I think that they are, because RBRT is a slightly different system than this. But if you need a good basic damage head screw extractor, these are pretty good. Restocking some socks, we get the 6 pair of Dickies work socks. They're thick and absorbent. I wear them every day myself, and they do a very good job of pulling the moisture away from my feet. Even in leather boots, my feet don't get clammy and gross. So I'm a big fan of these particular socks. They last quite a while per pair, and I think we're doing a 6 pair pack for 20 bucks. ERNST has all kinds of organizational things. These are trays that go in your toolbox drawer. They have the high-vis green. They've got red. And they have black. I sold out of the black ones. So more of them are coming. But that's a restock of the reds and the greens. Another thing I go to Titan for are their razor scrapers. They're these really good scrapers. The box is shrink wrapped. Hang on. And here I hold them. I'll show you. Talk amongst yourselves. Maybe I'll edit this part out. I don't know. This is the display pack. It has 12 different scrapers in them. Each scraper has a nice rubber overmold on a plastic handle. And you pull the protective cap off and it exposes the razor. You just undo this screw here, remove the razor and flip it around, because this is the dull side. And then once you flip it around, this slides in there, tighten down the screw, and you're good to go. And then cover it back up to be safe. A really cool ergonomic little design to this thing. So you can hold it very comfortably like this. It gives you clearance for your finger as you scrape. I've got bunches of these. I keep one in the kitchen all the time. I use it next to the stove because I have a ceramic stove top or countertop. I use them behind me here in my work area. So I'm always using these. Very handy, great design, and it's another one of those things that, as we were talking about earlier with Titan, this is one of those things that they just hit a home run with. So I'm very happy to carry them all the time. And the the set that I have on the display pack that I have on the truck is getting low, so this is going to replace that one. That's it. This wasn't a very long tool haul at all. So it beats doing the hour-long ones, but still, you tend to hang in there, and I appreciate that, because the more folks watch and the longer they watch for, the better it looks to YouTube, and the channel grows that way. So I thank you for sticking around and enjoying these videos. I really appreciate the questions, the comments, and the feedback, especially the input with new tools. Thanks again to Theo for Country Mile Garage for putting his tool haul video online that showed me the mirrors and those knives. I'm really stoked to get those on the truck and see how well the customers like those. Please keep watching the channel, because we've got all kinds of new and different videos coming up, including some Tools in the Haul live sessions, as well as live interviews with special guests that I would love for you to get involved with. When you join the chat and you leave comments, ask questions, we address them in real time in the chat with our guests. That's been a new segment for us, and it looks like that's taken off and is going to be a ton of fun. And of course, thank you for subscribing and for commenting and liking the videos, because the channel is growing very nicely now, and I really do appreciate everybody's input and attention and participation, because it means so much. So do me a favor, click down here now to subscribe so you don't miss any of it. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, use a tool. Don't be one.